Good morning guys, my name's Sam and welcome to Prep Medic. In this week's video, I'm going to be doing a review of the Active Carry Technologies Duty Team Leader IFAK. I'll also be giving this away to one of you guys as a thank you for 50,000 subscribers. Alright guys, so today's video is going to be a review of the Active Carry Technologies Duty Team Leader IFAK. I've done a couple reviews for this company in the past, and you'll know if you've watched those videos that I also do a giveaway every time I review one of these. So link to the giveaway down below. I'll be doing the drawing in a couple weeks. It's open to international participants, so go check that out and see if you can win this guy. Moving right into the review, this is the Team Leader, like I said before. And this is really meant for the outdoor enthusiast, the hiker, backpacker, border patrol agent. What sets this apart from some of their other kits is that it has a couple extras of certain items in it, which I'll show you in a little bit. So this thing is packed full. And like I said about the other kits from Active Carry Technologies, these are not door kickers kits. These are not really tactical medical kits, because they are so full of other survival equipment and first aid items. So you don't have super easy access to some of your massive hemorrhage items like you would want in a tactical kit. But these are great for the people that are gonna be spending a lot of time outdoors that really need something that's compact, but still carries a lot of equipment with you. So getting right into the kit, the external of the kit, the bag itself, I've had this for a couple months now, and the bag's holding up. Good zippers and, all in all, good stitching. I can't tell you a whole lot about it because I'm really not that versed in, material. That's really not my forte. But on the exterior of the bag, on the front, you've got a hook and loop field here. You can put your own patch on. I'll send this to you if you win it with a American flag patch as well as the Active Carry Technologies patch. Even if you are an out-of-country winner, I'm going to send it to you anyways. You have a zipper on the front. I'll tell you what the contents are. This flap lifts up for an external pocket. And then on the back, you've got some MOLLE webbing here and some straps. You can mount that to a backpack or a vest if you so chose. Have a set of carabiner trauma shears. These are really good trauma shears, kind of a cross between your $2 really cheap ones and your Raptors, which are super expensive. These are a good middle ground if you're looking for something like that. And super useful because if you're busy, you're using them and you finish, you can just take these and hook them to your belt loop, and that'll kind of store them for you. Have a Sharpie here, which is always good to have. And then coming into the inside of the kit and starting to open some of these pockets up. In the front, and I think this is pretty much all of their kits, in that little pocket, they've got some cotton swabs, and these are for nosebleeds, no other reason. I've said it in every single one of these videos. These are not tampons. These are not for packing wounds. If you're carrying tampons in your medical kit to pack wounds, you're doing something wrong. Tampons are good for nosebleeds, and they're good for menstrual cycle. There's really no other reason for them. So these are for nosebleeds and good to have in a wilderness first aid kit. Coming into this flap pocket, we've got two main items. So right here, we've got Steri-Strips, and if you don't know what Steri-Strips are, these are for wound closures, so they're a good stand-in for sutures. I've used them multiple times, and they're definitely a must-have in a wilderness kit. In this pocket here, you've got Z-Pack dressing, and this is for wound packing. It's very similar to like North American Rescue's Z-Fold gauze, where it's just a lot of gauze, really long in length, and you use that to pack a junctional hemorrhage or provide pressure. It can also be improvised to use as like a sling or something else, or even just a pressure bandage if need be, but mainly this is for packing wounds. Coming into the inside of the kit here. Now, like all their kits, these are packed full, and which is really awesome, except that it is a little bit harder to get at certain items. So once again, that's kind of why this is for the outdoor enthusiast, not necessarily the tactical medical provider. In the top, we've got these quick clot sponges. Now, these are for your minor wounds. This isn't for like packing wounds. It even says so on the back. So I usually would take these out of my kit, but it is something good to have if you have like a laceration that's not life-threatening bleeding, but it's just kind of making a mess. You need to get it stopped. That's what this is for. You have some gloves in there, and he has since replaced these gloves with tan gloves. So these are no longer the forest green, which is great. I just still have the forest green ones in. I'm going to replace these when I send this to you with the coyote ones so that you can actually see blood on your hands and write on them if need be, which in my opinion is a must-have with any kind of latex gloves you're wearing. Coming into this, have a CPR mask. Always good to have, kind of self-explanatory. Have a bullet of saline for rinsing wounds, rinsing eyes, what have you. A survival blanket, and I've talked about survival blankets quite a lot. These are a must-have. I have one in my car. I've got one in pretty much every wilderness kit that I own. I'm going to have a survival blanket. Now, these are great, but they're not super great on their own. So if you have this in like a car kit, I'd also recommend carrying like a blanket in your car, something else, because that provides the insulation. And then this is going to provide the heat retention that you need for that. So these are great, but you want to pair these with like other clothes and things like that. You can get more substantial versions of this, but obviously if you get something that's bulkier, it's not going to fit in this kit. All right, so coming into the kit, and one of my favorite parts of any Active Carry Technologies kit is the ouch pouches he includes in them. This one has two, so this is the team leader, and it's meant to treat a couple different people. So this has two ouch pouches in it. They're pretty similar, except that this one has the tweezers and the knife in it, and this one does not. So in each of these ouch pouches, I'll get in here and show you kind of what's in here. You've got a couple different things. You've got your triple antibiotic ointment, your first aid burn cream, hydrocortisone cream, diphenhydramine, and your hydrochloride, ibuprofen, antiseptic towelettes, more alcohol wipes, and then you've got some Band-Aids. So these are your minor care items. They're really important to have, especially in a small first aid kit, because honestly, these are the things you're going to be reaching for, not your tourniquet all the time. These are the things you need probably on a daily basis while you're out in the woods doing something. Then in this other ouch pouch, almost forgot to mention it, this has a little knife here that has a razor blade on it, and then you also have tweezers in there for your other stuff. All right, coming into the kit some more, we have some medical tape, multi-use. And down here you have, this is just elastic wrap, and this is good for a pressure bandage. This can be used to wrap a splint or a makeshift splint, because obviously this one doesn't have one in it. Lots of uses and a good thing to have. This is the H&H compression dressing, and this is going to be used for wrapping your wounds on your arm or your leg and covering those up. It can help stop kind of your minor bleeding, but this will also be used to holding in wound pack in a junctional hemorrhage that you've packed. You can use this to wrap that up and keep everything in one place. So another thing that's kind of a must-have. And then this is folded into a really flat form factor, so it's easy to store in these kits. Coming into the kit some more, on the topic of massive hemorrhage, you've got a SWAT T, so this is a stretch, wrap, and tuck tourniquet. I've kind of a broken record with these. These are a great device. We use them as a backup tourniquet on the ambulance. They are not Committee for Tactical Combat Casualty Care approved, so I'm not saying that you should probably carry these on their own. These are a great backup, and they can be used for a lot of different things like a sling, swath, compression dressing, and also a tourniquet. I would recommend going out and getting either a soft T wide or a cat tourniquet to carry as your primary, and then also storing those tourniquets on the outside of your kit or backpack where they're easier to get to so you don't have to root through the kit. But because of form factor and kind of your cost saving with this, these are a good option for somebody that needs something that's a little bit more compact. Coming into the kit some more, we have just a bunch of 2x2s. Now these are for your minor wound care, but once again, your minor wounds are what you're going to be getting most of the time. So those are kind of what you want to have in abundance. In the back of the kit, we're coming kind of to the end of this. We've got hyphen vent chest seals. These are the compact chest seals and they're twin pack. These do have a vent on them, so they'll release any pressure buildup in the chest. The literature is still a little bit iffy if the vents are really helping a lot or not, but pretty much everybody agrees that you may as well have a vent on it because it may do some good. So I'd recommend getting something with a vent. These are honestly my favorite chest seals because they're so compact and they come out really, really nice and work very well. All right, guys, that's all I've got for this video. If you have any questions about Active Carry Technologies or any other kit they offer, I'll leave a link down below in the description. I think I also have a discount code for you to use on their website, so go check them out. They're a really great small company out of California, so I highly recommend them. If you have any questions about anything I talked about today, please leave them in the comments down below. I've got a couple great videos coming out. I've got a car everyday carry video coming out, which I know has been requested a couple times. And I've got some other kits to review and go over. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you next week.